Good morning, everybody. Cowboy Jake here. I'm having a nice drive this morning. I'm listening to some songs. I'm singing along. It's a nice, beautiful, sunshiny morning. Everything's going great. I look down at my gas gauge and I realize I got a quarter of a tank. And I'm like, okay, that's great. And then I'm like, wait a minute, that's not great. I could have swore that I just now got gas like 5 minutes ago whenever I stopped and got my Coke and my Gatorade and my water. I could have swore that I got gas. I'm driving now and it registers in my brain that I parked at the gas pump. I went inside, I got a Coke, a water, and a Gatorade. I walked up to the counter. I paid for those items, and whenever I did, I added $20 on pump 7. I walked out of the gas station. I walked to the truck. I opened the door. I put the Coke, the water, and the Gatorade in here. I climbed on in, started the truck, and I left. Well, I hope somebody receives a $20 blessing of prepaid gas on pump 7 today. But I'm not going to tell you what gas station, okay? So that's the trick. If you want $20 of free gas on pump 7, you just got to find the station, y'all. But it's there, I promise you. Sheesh, what a day this is going to be already. Today is honestly a very big day for Honey Hill, y'all. What we're going to do... Well, we're going to be doing a couple things. We're going to be doing a whole lot of sheetrock. This house is going to look way more finished than what it does right now. We're going to flush out our water heater. We're going to put some drains coming off the water heater, going outside, 2 of them. We're going to flush out the well. We're going to put this up on a platform. We got a lot of stuff to do today, y'all, but I'm excited about it because half of it's plumbing. I know, weird thing to say, huh? So this thing here on the side of a water heater is a pressure release valve. So see what happens if I open this. You see water comes out, right? So if you open this, water comes out. And this is so if your water heater gets too much pressure or something and it blows, it's going to blow through here. Well, the problem is if it blows through here, you're going to have however many gallons this is, 30 gallons of hot water now coming out into your mudroom, y'all, and that's not good. That's not good no matter where it goes unless it goes outside. So what we're going to do today, we got to convert from this. We got to put one of these and some other fittings. But anyway, we're going to bring down our line, and we're going to put a 90, and we're going to bring it straight outside the house. And then also, there's a drain outlet for like an emergency drain on the bottom of this pan. And we got to connect some fittings and run a hole outside for that too. But anyway, that's all boring stuff. Let me stand here, do some figuring, and we'll get this thing ran out there, y'all. All right, y'all, let me show you what we're going to do first here. We got this water hose, and it runs around here, and it twists up a bunch of times. And then, most importantly, it runs outside this window. And what we're about to do right now, we got the well turned off. We got the water turned off at the water heater here. And now we got to get our screwdriver back in here. We got to loosen up this screw if I can. And keep in mind I'm doing this, I can't see, y'all. Hopefully whenever I take this screw out, the water is going to be going out of this water hose and not out of where I'm loosening. Because that's going to be very bad. It's coming out of where I'm loosening. And it's not coming out of the water hose. That's bad. So right now, y'all, we got the well going. We got the water tank opened up and hooked up to this hose. We drained it completely, and now we're just letting water just run through it and run through it and run through it and run through it. Now, I'm about to get a clear bottle and fill it up and see if we got clear water yet, or if it's still brown, or if we got to do some more clean out, or what we got to do, y'all. This may be kind of risky, y'all. But we're draining the entire well. I'm just going to drain out the whole thing. That way we can make sure we get clean water coming out of here somehow, some way. I'm Tired of brown water. No more brown water baths after today. All right, y'all, we drained the well. It's filled back up. Thankfully, it did not lose its prime because that's always a pain trying to prime a well. But anyway, we got it turned back on. We got the hose over here and it is just pumping out water right now. And all I'm gonna do is just let it run. I'm just gonna let it run and let it run and let it run. And what it's doing is it's pumping out our water tank. And so hopefully we're gonna have some clean water whenever it's done pumping out. And while this pumps out, I'm gonna start working on sheetrock. And it just now, y'all saw that, right? Y'all saw that. Mr. Frank, I'm pretty sure, just now tried to spray me with the water hose because he knows that I hate my feet being wet, and y'all saw that, right? Y'all saw it? I'm not crazy. You saw it. Y'all don't forget either that all of these pieces of sheetrock, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of sheetrock, all have a spot on this wall already. They're already cut to length, cut to width. They already have hole plugs or plug holes cut out of them. All we got to do is very simply line them back up and put them on, and that will pretty much take care of almost this whole wall, y'all. All right, y'all, we got our first piece going up here, and I figured that it would be easiest to start off with a piece that has an outlet, and even better in this case, 2 outlets, because then we know no matter what, you know, if we put the holes over the outlets, we know no matter what, we are in the right spot, y'all. So this piece of sheetrock has to be right back where we left it. We'll get us a screw. And that's really good because it went right back in the same screw hole. No problem, which means that's lined up perfectly. We'll set that one in there. That's in the same hole. We're looking really good now, y'all. Now we just gotta put some more screws in it, and our first piece will be up there. It's tight, and that's a good thing. And once we get it screwed in one spot, it'll just tighten up the whole way. So we're looking good. Now we are getting down to business, y'all. We're going to take the angle stops off of the copper stub outs. And what that's going to allow us to do, that's going to allow us to put on our sheetrock, y'all. Uh-oh. Had a little bit of water come out of there. But what we're going to be able to do now is once we have these off, we'll have to line up our sheetrock. It's going to be a very, very, very difficult piece of sheetrock. We got to put it on the wall, but we have to have 1, 2, 3 holes perfectly lined up whenever we put it on. There is 0 room for error, y'all, so we'll just have to see. We'll just have to see how it goes, I reckon. Okay, so we know if this is sitting on the floor, the very middle of this is 16.5 inches up. So now we'll come right here. We'll go 16.5 inches up. I'm just gonna make a little line. And then we know if we come over, it's going to be 5 inches. And that's going to be right here. So here's the exact spot where we're going to drill our hole for this pipe. Okay? And so now, if we measure 14 inches up, that's going to be the height for this one. So we'll put a dot, or we'll put a little line. And then we know it comes over 9.5 inches. And we know that this is now our exact spot right here. And we can even go back and check and see that this is 4 3/4 inches over, 4 3/4 inches over, and it should be 2.5 inches down, and it is 2.5 inches down. So we're on the right track here. Trying to be very careful because I don't want to hit the pipe that's back there. There we go. Okay. Let me know right now. Type it in the comments right now. Do you think that it's going to line up, or do you think that we're going to have to make some adjustments? Let me know what you think right there in the comments, y'all. Let me know. Let's see. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, here we go. Here we... Uh-oh. Hold on. Hold on. I know what's wrong. I know what's wrong. How could I clean this out? How could I clean this out? When I say clean it out, y'all, I mean like the smallest amount. So I'm going to do it by hand with this little drill bit. There we go. That's awesome, y'all. That is awesome. It fits perfectly. All right, y'all, we're done with sheetrock in the kitchen. I'm not going to show you yet until the end of the video because now I have to come in here and work on this water well. I got to build a little platform. When I say build a platform, it's just I'm going to set it up on top of some 2x4s to raise it off the ground a little bit, and I'll show you why, because it all has to do with the drain that we're about to hook on there too. So let me cut me some boards and get started. Okay, y'all, the tank is empty, but it still doesn't mean what we're about to do is going to be easy. We have to pick up the tank, and I'm going to slide these 2x4s underneath it, and we're going to create like a platform that this thing's going to sit up on. But we don't only have to get the tank, we also have to get this pad thing, the drain pan. And so maybe if I can just tilt it, I'm just going to tilt it. Okay, maybe I have to scoot it over first. And we have plenty of flex in our lines up here, so we're not going to pull anything or do anything too bad. But if we can just get it to lay over that way. Okay. Now we got this side in there. And now we'll just tilt it the other way. And we'll put this side in there. And then we should be good. Okay, it's on the platform on both sides. Now we're just going to scoot it over. We're going to try to hide our 2x4 sticking out there. I got some plans. I'm going to make this area look prettier. But that's not going to happen right now. It wouldn't hurt just to put a little bit of glue Then if we got to take it off, we can always just unscrew it from the actual pan. There we go. There's our drain, our emergency drain, running outside of the house. So now on the outside, I'll go cut it off and I'll put a 90 to where it points down at the ground. But we're about to have another hole coming out right beside this one too. Once I run this down, and then it's gonna go out right here. We get to do some fun stuff. This is what I'm gonna consider fun stuff, is this kind of plumbing right here. I like this because I get to stand here and I get to see how can I connect this piece to this piece, and then how can I connect the next piece to that piece, and then how is it all gonna go together. And so I've had to do some figuring, and I believe I've found all the parts that I need to get this drain done. Okay, so here's our first piece, and we're gonna thread it into this brass to CPVC adapter. We'll get it tightened in there, and I'll grab my pliers real quick and I'll really tighten it in there good. Okay, so that's good there. Now this is going to go in here. Beautiful. Now I'll use my pliers. I'll get this tightened on good. Okay, I'll make sure this bottom one's tightened on good now that it's on here. That looks good. Okay, so from here, I'm confident nothing's going to leak. All we got to do now is we're going to run a pipe down, put a 90 on it, run it out the wall, and then we'll go out there and we'll put both the 90s on the other pipes so they'll drain downward. Alright guys, everything is done and hooked up on our water heater. So let me just kind of give you another rundown of what we did. So coming down here, we put it up on a platform that way, because you see this is called the drain pan. This black thing is called a pan. And what happens if something leaks or something happens and it starts like it gets a hole in the bottom or something, this pan's gonna start filling up with the water, right? It's gonna start draining out of this tank. It's gonna start filling up with water. But don't worry, because you see how this is on a slightly down this way angle. And what's gonna happen is the water's gonna run in there. It's gonna run right out of the house, and we won't have any flooding issues inside the house. And out here, keep in mind, they stick right out of the wall, and they're 90 down, pointing right at the ground. So even if we're sitting right here on the patio and something happens, we're not going to get blasted in the back with scalding hot water right out of the water heater. Now, here's what we got to test. We should have 0 leaks, but whenever I open up this pressure release valve, this is what I was saying about if something is going to explode or bust or burst under pressure, whatever, it's going to blow out this. Okay, it's going to blow out this. And that water, if we didn't attach all this, would shoot right here, scalding hot water, 30 gallons of it, right here onto our floor. And that would be a major problem. Now, once we lift this, let's pray for no leaks. No leaks, no leaks, and no water come out. Why did no water come out of there? Oh, here it comes. Here it comes. Now the water's coming out. Okay, so that is for, like, if something was to burst. Like I said, this is the pressure regulator right here, and that's exactly what's supposed to happen, y'all. That is beautiful. Let's turn this back off. We don't need to do that anymore. Now, as a test, we can actually fill up this pan with water and see if the water will drain out before it overflows. We did it, y'all. We did a lot today. I'm gonna show you what we did. It's every day. I know I say it every day, but it's closer and closer And I'm like searching for stuff to do at this point, like we're that close to being done. Look at that, y'all. White and green spotted kitchen. I got one little section open right here because yesterday, listen to how dumb this was. I ran the dishwasher off of the cold water line, so I had to rerun the dishwasher today off of the hot water. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna put a 90 on here, take this outside the house, drill a hole, take it outside the house, and we're gonna turn that into a hose bib for our water hose. So I can actually close in this right now if I wanted to. And then I'm gonna go pick up the pieces that I need today. And so whenever I come tomorrow, I'll do that. And the kitchen will be done, y'all. It'll be done. Well, not this wall, but this will. All right, y'all, we're back on Morrow Hill. And this video is over, y'all. O-V-E-R, over, y'all. I've been working on my spelling here lately, so everything I say, I try to spell it sometimes. Over, O-V-E-R. But anyway, guys, I'm going to head back there now, find our horses. I'm going to trick them a little bit, give them some hoof care snacks, but you'll not see it until tomorrow. That's all for this one. Bye, guys. Have a great day.